YouTube, I'm back. New ban list in Master Duel. So let's go check it out. Should be announced over here. Where are you? Oh, notifications. Oh, almost sent it. Cards to be banned. Rhongo is gone. Oh, this is huge. Because now we don't have to deal with that sales ban numbers, evil, stupid garbage on the ladder. Yeah, so they can't OTK you with this. So this was basically a meme, and it took them this long for people who kept losing to Adventure PK, just spamming out Rhongo turn 1. Or just like PK doing it for several formats. Okay, good. Love seeing this card banned. I don't want to see this card anymore. Good. Goodbye. Agido banned. They banned Agido. Oh my goodness. This is just a really good hit overall. Banning Agido, in my opinion, like taking away another Miller is just obviously really good. I think Kelbeck being banned would have been better, but this is still really good. Because now you can't mill for, it was stupid. Like, you would just mill this card and just mill for 5. The Ishizu cards are too powerful. Like, I think TCG and OCG have this in 1, but this is really, really good hit, I think. Just for, like, those pile decks and whatever nonsense that you would play this in. Bishvalkin banned. Yeah, this is for the FTKs. Similar to Rhongo, this is just like a card that was just used degenerate fashion and was just not fun to face. So, like, them getting rid of the FTK is just nice to see. Get rid of those. Personally, for me, if you don't know me, I hate freaking FTK meme decks. I don't like it. Get it out. No, we don't want. I don't like seeing the jank. Block Dragon gone. Okay. Yeah. Goodbye, Adamancipator. Well, Adamancipator, it's been nice. We'll see you never. No more setting up 10-minute turn 1s, and no more searching for 3. Keep in mind, still Spiral, as I'm recording this, still has Master Plan at 3, I think it is now. So they could just become the new Adamancipator in some ways. Okay. And Merly banned. Yes, Merly's banned! Oh my goodness. Alright, so if we take a look at Element now, that means that, wow. So they can only fuse twice. Because now you only have Sheeran and Havness. So Sheeran's at 2, Havness is at 2, Rhino's at 3, Kit's at 1. So that means you can only fuse twice. Wow. And the main play of the deck was to go Kikalo search Merly. Is Tearlament... Wow. So you can't trigger a 3rd fusion summon. I think this is like a ban because they don't want to hit Elf. Or they're really afraid because they're planning to release Tearlament's Kashtira. And they don't want it to be where this deck becomes way too strong. Because they have combos into it. Like things like with Draco Sack. They can combo into it. Summon like 2 tokens and then dump it off of like a Cherubini into Sprine play. So I guess maybe they just don't want that to happen and they're just banning it preemptively so they don't have Sprine lines and Elf lines. Because they don't want to hit Elf or Sprine. Okay. I see their thinking behind it. My only problem, I mean, this does hit it. Like, I think the OCGs is still playing tier. I don't know if they're still doing it with like Punk and Punk Tearlament is still a thing going on over there, but my issue is they could still incorporate tier in other in other decks. Obviously, it's like pure tier limit gets significantly hit by this. Like the power level of the deck goes down substantially because with only 2 fusion summons, they're not going to be able to really make super duper powerful turn ones without like elf and sprine and all of that. Because generally what you would do if you'd never played tier limit before is you would generally like common play would be normal Rhino Heart, dump Happiness, activate Happiness, fusion Kit Low, search them early, mill for 8. And then you would probably revive back like a Snow, or just get any extender. It could be a Rhino Heart effect in the grave, make an elf, Merly on your opponent's turn for 3, make a Kaleido Heart. So this significantly weakens the power of the deck. Do I think they're dead? I don't think they're dead. I think that they're significantly weakened. They're not a tier 1 deck anymore. They're probably like tier 2, tier 3. Because I still view... I mean, this is without any other hits that I'm going to go down the ban list. I still view Dragon Link as probably the best deck. I think Sword Soul probably comes back on the tier list now. But yeah, Dragon Link, in my opinion, is still probably the best deck right now. And there are other decks. I think Sprite is still good. We'll have to see the other hits, obviously. Branded Fusion to 1! Whoa, my... Oh my goodness. It makes... Well, the thing is, like... It makes it so shit to kind of play against, too, now that they hit this to 1, because, like... I mean, well, it doesn't really matter. Actually, I shouldn't say that, because it doesn't really matter anyway, because you're not gonna... You would never Ash a Luber anyway, because you're playing Bandit Despia or whatever. There's so many ways to get to it that it just makes it like they're not going to open Branded Fusion enough. It makes you rely on a Luber a lot more now. Because you're not, or like, Albion in general to dump Branded to get it back with like Retribution. Because that's going to be the way you're going to really find it. But, okay. I still think that, I think the deck is still going to be really good. I mean, it's an annoying, it's going to have to make them really think about their plays and make it sure like they can consistently recycle Branded Fusion. So it's going to be a lot. It's going to be more big brain, I think, with this hit. I think that this doesn't... I think Branded is still really good. Even with Branded Fusion at 1. I still think the deck is really, really powerful. But yeah, I think this is a good hit. It's a solid hit. It doesn't really kill the deck, but it just... It makes it where you're much more... I think susceptible to hand traps, and it's more big brain. It's more big brain because you have to consider the ways you can get to Branded Fusion and get to a follow-up play with Branded Fusion. It actually kind of makes Verte a little bit more shit now. This actually makes Verte a bit shittier in the deck because now you got to get to that Branded Fusion. Because the thing is, like, Verte Anaconda is, like, now a bit shittier. Because, like, generally, like, if they asked your Branded Fusion, you would go into Verte, or like had a way to stop it. But now it's like, well, if they asked my Branded Fusion, I don't have another one in the deck, so I can't really Verte it out, and it kind of makes them a little bit more susceptible to hand traps because obviously you're not necessarily like. The chances you have a Branded Fusion right after Oliver resolves is not going to be very high, right? So obviously this is something that's going to be something to consider, is that Imperm suddenly becomes a lot more powerful in that matchup because now you have to really, not that it wasn't anyway, but like they're very unlikely to have that branded fusion in the hand following that Aluber play. So yeah, branded fusion the 1 is a massive hit to it's a significant hit to branded. I wouldn't say massive, but I would say pretty significant hit. It's gonna feel the deck's gonna feel a little bit more cheap. Grass to 1, thank you. I can't stand grass. This card is so cringe. It's like this card is like Ishizu cards on crack. When they draw this, it feels like your opponent just auto wins the game on the spot. And this helps set up that stupid Necroface OTK that I hate. This card getting to 1, thank you. This card could not leave the game. So this card could get banned and I would be throwing a party. I hate 60 card pile decks so much. Good. Bye. Get good. Go to 1. Goodbye. I can't be happier. Now you can left arm offering and then threaten to lose your whole hand to Ash Blossom. Be my guess. Alright. Kelbeck. Kelbeck to 1. I mean, I could see why you would hit this over Guido, ban the Guido, because it can't revive. The Guido revives, this doesn't. Yeah, overall, this is a really good hit. It's just more into the Ishizu cards, honestly, and I think that's fine because the Ishizu cards are insanely broken. Now you only have 1 Miller, which is a further hit to any of the pile decks that have come out, so good. Sprite Jet. Okay, good. It's just another consistency hit to Sprite. Again, I don't think that does so much. I mean, now what? Jet and Blue are both 2-1. No, I think Blue is still a 2. Let me take a look at that. Head over to my Sprite deck really quick. Oh, no, that's not it. Yeah, Blue is still at 2. Okay, so Jet goes to 1. I don't really think that does a lot. That, personally, like, I mean, like, it's a shit way they hit the deck because they're just going to get to Blue anyway. In most cases, it's not super relevant to have that at 1, honestly. I don't think it does so much. Like, because they could just throw any other extender in there and, like, you could literally throw another, red in the deck and it would still be somewhat fine. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that crazy for that card to go to 1, in my opinion. And as far as the deck, I mean, it does hurt because you want to open Jet. Like, obviously, opening this card makes your hand a lot better because you can get to, starter and then starter things off and blah, blah, and go summon Blue, search a red, and then go in the combo. But, like, overall, it still doesn't, like, feel like a massive hit to the deck more than what it's had. Swap. Why? Oh, yeah. They really don't want to hit Sprite Elf, do they? Oh my gosh. Like, everything about their ban list says, well, we made Sprite Elf a UR. We really don't want to give anyone refresh on URCP, so we're just going to beat around the bush. Oh my gosh. Let me think about this. So swap Frog to 1. This kind of makes, well, I guess it's not complete shit, but it's like, it's still shit. Swap is going to, you're gonna have to play some, like, terrible frog in the decks just so Swap has something to dump. I mean, yeah. So you might have to play some, like, terrible frog just so something Swap has. I mean, it's still playable. Like, I like, this makes Angler shittier. I mean, you still have it with stride, so like it's fine. But it just makes seeing Angular in your opening hand feel like complete shit. Because now you have one swap frog to get into the graveyard. So this might result in people playing like less copies of Angular because you're only going to really use it with Shrine, not with actually Swap Frog itself. So it's like I don't agree with this hit, but you know, like this doesn't restrict, right? This just feels like you have to play some like shittier cards in it, shittier lines. Like you have to run some like shitty. Well, I shouldn't say this, but you have to run some like really like garbo one-ups now. So like now you have to play like Dupe Frog in the deck so you can like send like Dupe Frog off a swap just so you have a send for your Ronin Tonin to make your IP and revive to make your Merly. I mean, not your Merly. This is because Melfi. This is because I'm talking tier limits on my mind. That's why. I mean, I think this is a bad hit, but, well, whatever. I don't think this, like, changes the outlook of Sprite. If you think my reaction says this card is, like, dead in Sprite, no. This card does not dead in Sprite. It makes it so you have to one more crummy limit one, but this does, like, nothing overall to the picture of Sprite, because, like, it's still end in the same end board, regardless of this card going to one. This card going to one doesn't... like, it's right in the slightest, in my opinion. Cards to be semi-limited. Blaster. Okay, that's fine. Wasn't doing anything anyway. We're a long ways past the period of Dragon Ruler meta, so that's fine. Extract to 2. This is another why. I mean, the only decks running Extravagance were the rogue decks that weren't seeing any meta play. Like, Labyrinth was hit or miss. I think Labyrinth's a lot stronger now. We'll talk about that. I think Lab is going to be potentially top tier, at least tier 3 now, because the meta is substantially weaker, so it's not like a lot of decks in the meta that just completely overpower them if they were to go second. Something like Tier Limit, for instance. And like Flaunderies is another deck, but like they keep hitting full on. Flounder keeps getting a hit every ban list. I'm sorry if you're a Flounder player, but that deck keeps getting hit every ban list. It's something that restricts the deck in some sort of way. It's almost hilarious. Like, this makes no sense, in my opinion. Like, there's no deck that really says, like, even in Labyrinth, like, you could just run this at 2. Like, there are some cases where you could argue that this is that 2, and some people were playing it at 2, because you know, opening this, going second, or having multiple copies in hand is just really bad. So, like, this card at 3 wasn't really, you know, I don't know. I think this is a dumb hib, but, you know, I think at 2 it's fine, but unless they're trying to go after the new cash tier list that we're running triple, like, I don't know, play triple extra in those rogue cash tier lists on the ladder. Luster Pendulum. Okay, this is a good hit. This is a good unban, I should say. This is our lesser restriction, because now we have all the new Draco support. So good. Nadir serving Girsu and Ancient Fairy. Okay, Ancient Fairy wasn't getting any play. That's fine. You can be using like Spiral or like Dragon Link if you want to search Ravine, and this could search Resort. So, you know, other than that, like, nobody's using this to search anything degenerate or like Necro Valley, but nobody's really using this to search Necro right now, but this is fine. And them having it at 3 does nothing, as opposed to them having it at 1. Whether this card's at 1 or at 3, it literally does nothing. Nadir Gears to the Orcus Max. The Orcus is completely off now. So Orcus may have a shot to do something now. Maybe. Other than it being completely dead deck. And, well, no, it's not even dead in Duel Links. It's still relatively tier 3 and Orcus. That's a different video for a different day, but you now have Nadir Servant. Nadir Servant's really good for Dogmaticalist. I wonder if IDS comes back. Probably not. I don't know. But interesting. Nadir coming back is nice. So yeah. That's going to be my review of the ban list. Overall, really good ban list. I think that they hit a lot of things that needed to be hit. I think the best highlight of this ban list is honestly them keeping tier limit in check. I think tier getting kept in check is very good. I think honestly the Merly getting banned is a really interesting but good ban. The only thing I worry about is now they're going to shift tier to like a punk Chaos Ruler build, which Chaos Ruler is still legal. So that's something we have to pay attention to. This ban list is also setting Kashtira to come up potentially next month with the card release. And absolutely stomping the meta. Because the meta that we're currently in is very graveyard reliant. Still pretty graveyard reliant even after they hit a tier limit. Like, Labyrinth really want their things going to the grave. They really did not want to get a Rise Hard. Dragon Link, kind of the same thing. You really don't want to get Kashtira or Rise Harded in Dragon Link. So, yeah, I think, honestly, good ban list. I think, honestly, tier limit needed to get that hit. Like, it was crying to get it. Okay, well, that was a really bad pun. I like tier limit personally, but I can respect the fact that it really needs to be kept in check. And yeah, that's pretty much it. To me, 9 out of 10. Really good ban list. And we'll see what happens. Take care, guys. And peace.